Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Home Built Workshop. Welcome to Wednesday Live. I hope you all are doing awesome this morning. We got some coffee. No matter what anybody says, it truly is coffee. Get settled in here for a while of hanging out and talking shop. So what is going on in your world, guys? How are you guys doing this fine Wednesday morning? I'm feeling just a little bit tired today. I'm not sure why. That's okay. Coffee will help. So what are you guys up to? What kind of projects you got going on? It's hard to believe that we are at the end of March. Wow, I just can't believe that. Kind of get you situated here a little bit. Anyway, let's see what is going on around here. Well, first off, our weather's wonky, but that's nothing new. We're in that weird month or so transition time between winter and spring, where it's spring one day and winter the next day, and it's kind of crazy. But that's all right. Not really a big deal, but it's just what happens. We are in full swing of guitars around here. It's definitely it's guitar season. For those of you that don't know, I am entered in the Great Guitar Build-Off for 2021. Yes, the Great Guitar Build-Off. And it's full swing guitar building going on around here, and I'm enjoying it. It's kind of, I'm having a blast working on guitars. I got at least 2, maybe 3 of them going on right now, and one of them is my build-off guitar. If you haven't seen the first episode of my Great Guitar Build-Off series, I just posted the first build video this past weekend. So if you want to check it out, head on over to the YouTube channel and check it out. So far, I'm digging it. I got a new design, a new guitar model from Haley Guitars that I'm building for this. This one is called the Dorian, and I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I'm really enjoying seeing everybody else's builds, and that's one of the things that's got me really excited for the Great Guitar Build-Off is just looking at everybody's projects. There's so many videos being posted right now for the Build-Off. It's really cool. I'm having a blast following along everybody's progress, at least as many as I can. I can't watch every single video because there's a ton, but following them on Instagram and stuff, it's really cool. And that was kind of one of the things that I was most excited for going into this. Not necessarily prizes or anything like that. Honestly, I don't even know what the prizes are. I don't even know if they've been announced yet, but it's not about that for me anyway. I just enjoy the process, and and following along with everybody else. It's really cool. So let me show you kind of what the ones I'm working on right now. So this is the first one. This one is for me. This is my build. Kind of doing this one on the side in between the build-off, the body I'm building for the Great Guitar Build-Off. But this is the Haley Guitars Dorian, and this one is pretty cool. I've talked about this before, and this one is solid cherry from some wood that my grandpa had stashed away for something, and he never got the chance to do anything with it, so I'm building it into a guitar. This is, like I said, solid cherry. I've got almost all of the machining and stuff done for this. I got to deepen these pickup cavities a little bit, and maybe a little fine tuning to the neck pocket, but I'm going to wait till I get the neck done for this before I go that far. Yesterday we got the neck ferrule holes drilled. I got the control cavity cover fit, the holes drilled for volume tone switch, and started on the hours of sanding that I have ahead of me. But this one's going to be cool. This one I'm going to do binding on. It's going to get some cream binding. I'm going to do a separate video on just installing the binding for this guitar. And it's also going to have cream colored pickups and volume tone, 3-way switch. Nothing super fancy for the wiring because I've done that on some of my other guitars. I don't ever use it. Honestly, I almost didn't put a neck pickup in there, but I wanted to be able to make sure that my templates were good. And so it's going to get a neck pickup, although that's another one of those that I don't ever use. But this one is coming along nicely. This one I'm kind of using to work out any kinks if I have any issues or something, anything that I might run into for the build off. I'm working all of that out now on this one, just in case there's some sort of issue, because I don't want to jack up the new one. I'm really excited to have this one. I believe that this will probably be one of my main guitars. It'll become probably one of my favorites, I think. As of right now, it's looking that way, but I'm really looking forward to getting this one done. I also picked up some wood for the neck for this one the other day. I'm going to make the neck as well. Unfortunately, I don't have any of this cherry enough to build the neck out of, but I did get a nice cherry board that I'm going to make a cherry neck out of, and some rosewood for the fretboard. Let's see, Dastardly Dave's here. He says, "What's up, all?" What's up, Dave? How you doing, man? Poor Conservative, what's up, man? Poor Conservative says, "Good morning, Jeff and Dastardly." Philip's here. Good morning from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Right on, Philip. Hope things are good over there in Pennsylvania. DPC, hey, Philip. What's up, guys? Hope you guys are doing awesome this morning. Yeah, the next one. Let's look at the next one. Ugh. Try not to drop these. So this is the Dorian that I'm building for the Great Guitar Build-Off of 2021. We have mahogany body, quilted maple top. You can kind of see a little bit of the figure in there. Kind of hard with this lighting, but we're going to do some cool stain dye work on the top. And I'm looking forward to getting this one together too. This one's coming along pretty good. I still got some work left to do on this body. We got some holes to drill. We're going to do some neck ferrules and stuff, much like I did on the cherry one. It's going to be kind of the same. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. Again, if you haven't seen the video for building this one, head on over to the channel. Check it out. Next up, we start making necks. Yep. This one, so I said the cherry one's going to get a cherry neck. This one is going to get a rock maple neck with a rosewood fretboard. And yeah, I'm getting ready to roll into neck making mode. I can't really grab it right now. I got a piece of pine here. I've got a couple details that I want to work out for my process using the neck routing jig. I'm gonna cut a couple, just some pine blanks, just to run, make sure I got my process down, because I'm planning on using the neck jig at least to get rough dimensions done, and I don't want to screw it up. So again, I'm going to do another setup, or another mock neck run on there. So probably I'll start on that maybe tomorrow. I got some editing and stuff to do for some upcoming projects. But Philip says, "Hey, poor Conservative, Philip says, guitar looks awesome, brother. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I'm having fun right now. Being, just feels like, and it's just, I don't know. I'm enjoying it. Enjoying the whole process. Porcus River says, Jeff, you might want to rethink the rosewood fretboard. If you make the cut and a foreigner buys it, you can't ship it. I don't think. I mean, I thought about that. Because, yes, I don't have, the paper. I'd have to get the paperwork and all that stuff. I don't know if this gets... I don't know if these get auctioned. I don't remember anything about... I gotta double check. You bring up a good point. I may be missing something in there, but I don't think these get auctioned. But I don't know. I don't remember seeing that in the paperwork. But good point. I will definitely double check that just to make sure. Yeah, because that I think the CITES. Yeah, it's a yeah. Philip says, having fun doing what you love is what it's all about. Yep, it is. Harry Dude's here. He says, what's up? Hello, everyone. What's up, man? How are things over there in the land of Oz? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, parking service CITES, yep. Harry Dude, I don't think CITES is a thing for rosewood on instruments anymore. You also break it. That is also a good point. I remember hearing something about that. They may have lifted it. I do remember hearing something along those lines. I got to double check a couple things. First off, I got to double check if these actually get auctioned, because I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. I know last year they auctioned off the main builds, and this year they've got, they've announced the what do they call them? The invitational people, like the big builders, like the Jimmy Dresta, and I saw Tim Swayze in there, and some other guys. I think those get auctioned, but I don't know if us little guys get auctioned off. I'll double check. You both bring up a very good point, and I will do my homework on that. So thanks for that. Philip says, "Sup, Harry Dude." But I think I've determined what I'm going to do for this. So I want to run it by you guys and see what you think. This will be for the build off. For the top, I was thinking of doing a lava burst. Is the only thing I can think of, where I would put on like a brown dye to get into the grain, sand it all off, or most of it off, and then we'll do like a red to orange to yellowish kind of a burst. What do you guys think? You think that'd be cool looking? I would do a natural wood binding, but that's what I was thinking of. What do you think? You think that'd look cool? Kind of a red to orangey yellow, just a little yellowish patch. Not like a super yellow, but more yellow. What do you think? I want to hear. Poor Conservative says, you're right, Harry Dude. It was lifted and upheld. Oh, nice. Okay. Philip says, I've been having the hardest time making a simple box, aka an urn. Really? What sort of issues are you having? Maybe we can help you out there. Giovanni's here. What's up, Giovanni? He says, good evening. I'd like a guitarist shirt without hair. Can someone tell me how to do it? That'd be funny. Put my face on a shirt. Yeah, I don't know if the world needs that. Actually, we have. Man, I wish I'll have to get it and maybe post a picture. We have some band shirts that we did for my original band that used to be really active here. And it's got like a cartoony kind of drawing on there. It's actually really cool, and it has my bald face on there. A Tenzin says hand rub sunburst. I thought about that. Whatever I do, it's going to be done by hand. I'm not going to spray. I probably will spray the finish. I'm not even sure yet what I'm going to use for a finish. I'm still working that out. You guys got any good suggestions? I'm open to suggestions. Harry Dude says, poor conservative. Yep, I had to look it up again to be sure. Right on. Dastardly Dave says, guitar's looking good. I like your burst idea. Go for it. Pow. Nice. Poor conservative says, I like cherry bursts. Cherry bursts. Trying to picture one. Just cherry kind of color on the outside, going into what in the middle exactly? Philip says, making up my mind on the joints. It's walnut and purple heart. I'm not sure where what are you wanting to do? Because immediately I think of something like finger joints or box joints. You know, fairly easy to cut, and I think they look pretty cool too. You could always go dovetails. I need to practice dovetails. Harry Dude says, I have an Amber Burst Jackson. Love it. Nice. Is it all natural? Like, is it just darker on the outside into like a clear amber to the center? I'm trying to think. I think I know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to think of something different. I thought about keeping it natural, you know, putting on maybe some brown dye just to get into the grain, sanding it back, and going just natural wood. I think it would look awesome with this figure, but I kind of want to do something bright, colorful. I don't know. I got another one of these bodies that I might do that too, just a plain brown. The actual one that I had that bad tear out. I still have that body, and I might do that. Giovanni says, hi Philip, poor conservative, maraschino cherry red to yellow. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm gonna do, but it'll probably be maybe a little brighter red, but I'll put a little orange in there, a little bit of orange. Probably the way I'm envisioning it is all brown, sand it off, then put the red over almost the whole thing, sand back the center, orange, sand it back, yellow right in the middle, and then just blend it all together. I think that's what I might try. Tenzin. Yep. Okay. Right on. Gotcha. Philip says, thought about the dovetails, but I've never tried it, so don't want to waste my expensive wood. I don't blame you there. I think dovetails look really nice, but if I had to build something like that right now, my choice personally would not be dovetails, just because I'm not great at dovetails. I definitely need a lot more practice. That's an area that honestly I really haven't done much in. No particular reason, really. I just haven't. I would probably my choice would probably be box joints or finger joints, and because I've done them several times, and I just like the way they look, and they're really not all that difficult to do. I've got 2 or 3 projects on my site or on the YouTubes where I've done finger joints. So I like those. I like the look. Tenzin, amber, tobacco brown. Right on. I appreciate all the suggestions, guys. Let's see here if I'm reading. Zarhuni says, big hello from Algeria, and I like what you do. Well, thank you. Hope things are going well in Algeria. That's awesome. Harry Dude says, Philip, have you joined the home built, built not bought group? Throw up some photos of what you're going, of what you got going. Yeah, there's been quite a bit of activity on that group lately. So there's definitely a lot of stuff happening over there. So if you're not and you're interested in jumping on over there, if you use Facebook, hit up the group, and when you do, make sure you answer all the questions, all of them. There's 3. You got to fill everything out. One thing that we see a lot is a lot of people will click to join and then they don't fill anything out, so it automatically will not let you in. Philip says, what about exposed dowels? Dowels would be cool. Dowels is another good way. You could glue up the box with just, I don't know, either mitered or butt joints, really. But maybe mitered. Look a little better. I don't know. Depends on what look you want to do. And then dowels would be cool. Use a contrasting color wood. That would be cool. You know, if you're building it out of, you said Purple Heart, and what was the other one? Anyway, but do something, you know, Purple Heart with maple dowels or something like that would look really cool. KK says, yeah, I'm here, brother. The great fun of HBW. Right on, friend. Hope you're doing well and welcome. Oh, Gina's here. Gina says, wow, I almost missed it. Hi, all. Hello and welcome. But you didn't miss it. Hey, dude. Hey, Gina. KK. Gina. Hi, Gina. Right on. Romeo says, hello. Maybe you covered this, but what style of neck will you be using on that guitar? It is going to be a bolt-on neck, kind of a Fender style. It's going to be a Fender style bolt-on neck. But yeah, this one's going to be maple and rosewood as of right now. That's the plan. I've already got the maple. I've already got the rosewood. Unless I come up with some reason why not to use that, that's what I'm going to use. KK, haha. Right on. Don't worry, Giovanni. It's coffee. Poor Conservator says, sent a pic of the Cherry Burst LP. Okay, I will check it out. Philip says, awesome. Got a week vacation. Going to spend most of it in the shop. Can't wait. Oh, man, that's so cool. I'm happy to get some time in there. Let's see. Romeo says, sweet. Roasted maple? Oh, you're building the neck. Yes, I am building the neck. I am entered for the Great Guitar Build Off 2021. I'm entered into the scratch build portion of the build off. So yeah, if you're building, even if you build the body, if you use a pre-built neck, you cannot enter the scratch build portion. You have to enter the kit build, even if you build the body from scratch, because you didn't make the neck, which I get it. So I am building the neck. It's not going to be roasted maple though. It's just going to be regular. I have some hard rock maple that I'm going to use. It's going to have, of course, your dual action truss rod and dual carbon fiber reinforcing deals. Technical term, deals. Okay, it's fan. Oh, gotcha. Romeo, right on. Some days this coffee's just like super good. It's like on point right now. So let's see, what else have I been working on? Since I finished up this body, I had knocked out a couple of quick shop projects. I built a small clamp rack. I'm actually editing the video for that right now. Hopefully I'll finish that up today. And had to, once I had all those clamps out and I went to start putting everything away, I'm like, man, this is ridiculous. So I had to take a few hours, knock out a quick, simple clamp rack. And also, if you follow along on like Instagram, I think I posted on Facebook as well. A little a rack for holding router bits. Just used a scrap piece of wood, filled some epoxy, and 3D printed some inserts that would hold 1/2-inch shank as well as 1/4-inch shank router bits, and got that knocked out. I haven't even started on the edit for that yet, but that'll be coming out probably in a couple weeks. I think 2 weeks maybe. Clamp rack I'm shooting for this weekend, and then getting those quick things out of the way really helps. Those are a couple projects that I've been wanting to do for a while, and it's one of those deals that until you get it done, I'm always thinking about it, right? I'm always thinking, man, I really got to get on that. So I finally just had to do it just to get it done, and yeah, glad to have them done. And we got a couple of little shop projects coming up. Once I get all that done, then we'll be back to making some necks. Tenzin says, love your compact neck profiling jig with the 3D prints. So thank you. The jig itself is definitely not my original idea. I used a set of plans that I got from Temple Guitars, and he draws up the plans, and I bought the plans from him and made it, and but the 3D printed portion of that was my kind of spin on what I can do to that. And I do plan to use that jig to rough out the neck for the Great Guitar Build-Off. I'm still having trouble with the bits that I'm going to use for that. I can use the ones I have right now. It doesn't give me the results that I want. Oh, and Conservative, I believe you sent me the link to that bowl bit from Amana. I think it was. That's one of the ones that I purchased. But with the router, the one I'm using right now, I can't get it low enough. So I either need to modify the jig a little bit, or I'm waiting on another router to show up, another smaller router, a little bit more powerful. Maybe that one will work. We'll see when it gets here. But yeah, that jig is pretty cool, and I've got some other ideas for that as well. That I might do some modifications in the future. And Neptunes is here. What's up, dude? Neptunes says, hello, everyone. DPC, hey, Neptunes. Romeo says, will you be winding your own pickups? For this, no. Unfortunately. I would like to be able to eventually make my own pickups. That is something that's on my list of things that I want to be able to do. I'd like to be able to do the whole thing. But for this one, I have... I just ordered a set of Seymour Duncan pickups that I'll be using for it. I'm not set up yet to be able to make my own. So hopefully someday in the future that'll be something that I'll be doing. But right now, no. Hey, dude. Greetings, Neptunes. Donna's here. Donna says, good morning. Good morning, Donna. I hope you're doing well this morning. For Conservative, good morning, Donna. Burnaby, good morning, everybody. What's up? What's up? Tenzin says, yeah, I like smaller jigs. I used to do necks on big shapers, and it's scary. I can imagine that. Part of me wishes I had a shaper or a giant router table. I talked about this, I think, it might have been last week in the live, how I want to add to the router capabilities, but space is a bit of an issue in trying to figure out how to work it in. I don't know yet. I thought about even building a pin router. How many of you guys have used a pin router, and would you recommend it? Burnaby, howdy, TPC. Hey, dude. Hello, Donna. Can we talk about that for a few minutes? Let me show you something that I got here. Hang on. I dug this out the other day. This is from an old uh, machine that we used to have at the printing place, and it's got a pretty solid deal here. Piece of 80/20, piece of rail. I think I lost, used to be a lock somewhere on here, but this thing is adjustable. It moves this whole rail up and down. I thought that I might experiment with mounting a router to this. It tips up, so you get it out of the way. Tips down. I have to re-engineer some sort of a lock so there's no play in this. Part of me thinks that this could make a good pin router, or maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think? Well, it's kind of hard to tell what's going on here. But if there was a router mounted to this somehow, maybe I trim this back, maybe it's, I don't know. And I could even bolt this to my work table over here. It could swing up out of the way. I don't know. That's why I saved this. I've had this thing for a couple years. And, well, several years. Because I saw that as being useful. You ever used a pin router? Neptune says, I'm at work. I was promoted against my will for 2 to 3 weeks. Got an $8 raise, but they can keep it. Well, congrats on the promotion, maybe? At least it's only for 2 to 3 weeks. You don't have to, once it's over, it'll be done. And Neptune says, go for it. Couldn't hurt to try. Well, that's my thought. When I saw this thing was in the trash pile, I'm like, hey, that could kind of see some use in this. So it's pretty solid. The base is pretty sturdy. The bracketry, it's got bronze or brass bushings and stuff in here. Height adjustable. I think it could be kind of cool. But I don't know. But I dug it out of the sawdust and storage pile to bring it inside so I could kind of experiment a little bit. Ugh. Hang on. Bear with me. Oh boy. I'm gonna... Desperately Dave says, not sure the position of the router would repeat as compared to the pin. And you make an excellent point. That's one of the things that I was thinking about as well, how accurate it would be. Because that would be, that would be kind of an important piece. But I think if I came up with a way or found the proper hardware that would lock it in place, I think what it used to have is, and maybe you guys can help me out with what it might be called, and I haven't done any looking around. It's probably something I could find on McMaster-Carr or something like that. The knob, it has like a ball end, and it's spring-loaded, so you can pull it out to lift it, and it springs back into place. Do you guys know what that thing's called? Does that make any sense? I'm fairly certain that used to have that, at least to hold it up, so you could lift it up, and this little pin would lock it. And it was just a knob, and it was spring-loaded, and I don't know. If I have found a good way to secure it in the same spot, I think it could possibly work, but I don't know. But it's a cool gadget that I just couldn't not try. This is good find. That's what I thought. Rogue status. Hey guys, sorry I'm late. Good to see you. What's up, man? Glad you made it. Welcome. Burnaby says that's a good idea, but you might need to figure out how to best guard your fingers since you can't take advantage of bearing service. Um, True, but a pin router has a pin on the bottom or a bearing of some sort of deal on the bottom. Hang on. So, oh, sorry, I just hit you. So what you would do is your template actually sticks to the bottom of your workpiece. So let's say, let's see if I can do this here without dropping and putting a giant nick in my template. Let's say this is going to be awkward. So I would stick this to the bottom and and I'm going to route the pickup cavities as well as a neck pocket. So obviously I wouldn't use this because I would make a wider template, but for demonstration purposes only. So I would stick that to the bottom. Then your pin is mounted on your work table in some form. And the pin is exactly lined up with your router bit. So your pin acts as the bearing. And it rides on the bottom, so it's riding around this way, while your router bit comes down from the top. And it's basically the exact same as using a template bit in your router table, but your router's on the top. So you still have the pin that holds everything in place. You know what I mean? So maybe, I don't know. It's just a thought, and I thought the little gadget bracket dealio was pretty cool. And I want to play around with it. So, but you bring up a good point, Burnaby, is safety, because a pin router is your router bits, right? I mean, it's here. There's nothing, you got to work safely, and just like anytime you're using a router. But yeah. Neptune says, I think it could repeat well enough for wood, but the lock would have to be good. Yes, I agree, 100%. You'd have to do something good for that, because I was messing around with it when I dug it out of the dirt, because it's kind of just been sitting outside for a while, and I can't feel any slop or play in there. It feels really solid, like it doesn't bang all around. I think I'll show you. I think like there's a tiny bit of wobble in there, but I think if it was locked with a bolt, with a spring, something, I think it could work. It's solid enough, I believe. Actually, I think the play is right here. So maybe you could sham. I don't know. I'm just brainstorming with you guys. Rogue says, yeah, for like metal sliding. Yes, the little pin things. Burnaby says they're spring-loaded pins. They probably are just called something simple like that. Like I said, I haven't done any research on that yet. It's just an idea that I have in my brain. Because I was thinking, I'm going to turn you a little bit. I think it was a week ago. Harry, dude, I think maybe you were there in the Facebook Live. I think it was. I was thinking, I don't know if you guys can see. Oh, you can't really see me. Hold on. I'm turning you here. This is kind of weird. If I mount this back here, kind of at the back corner of this table, right? I could do the work on this table. I need to flatten this table. I believe we discussed that a while back. It's not perfectly flat, but it's solid, and I think it would work. If I mount it back there at an angle, it's kind of awkward, kind of weird, but what I think could happen is when I'm done, I could lift it up out of the way. The router would basically be hanging up here, or I could remove it, whatever worked out, and I could still have access to this table to put stuff on, to work on whatever. And when I wanted to use this, maybe there's an insert in the table that I can drop in that has the pin and then I can bring down the router, do my work. I think it could work. And it would be another use for this table. I'm going to just leave that there. Hopefully it stays. But I don't know. That's why I wanted to bring it up, talk with you guys. Daniel's here. Daniel says, hello, 11:38 p.m. in Malaysia. Love your new guitar build. Thanks, man. Welcome. Hope things are going awesome for you over there in Malaysia. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the new build. Both new builds, actually. Burnaby says, that makes sense. Bam, right on. Tenzin says, basically like Copy Carver. Yes, yes. Almost exactly the same. I believe you can buy these units. I think they're called technically like an overarm pin router, or a pin router, something like that. Basically, your router bits over the top and the pins on the table. But yeah, a Copy Carver is kind of the same. Harry Dude says, I wouldn't trust your aluminum arm to come down accurately. Then you'd have to plunge from there. If I'm seeing this right. I think so. I don't think I don't envision turning it on and bringing it down. I don't envision that. But I'm thinking more of it being able to swing up out of the way. So it's not just, otherwise it's just going to be sitting there right there at the table. If I had a dedicated table, I could do that and just leave it. Lock it in place, kind of. But since this is it's really the only workbench that I have other than the work surface that I put on top of my table saw. I'm trying to figure out how to make it multifunction, basically. I kind of like the way that looks, and I can envision a router on there somehow. I don't know. I think I'm going to experiment with it, though. I believe that, the gadget is cool enough to warrant some time spent playing around with it. Pork Conservator says, Jeff, everyone, have a good day. Got barbecue phone call to take. Right on. Right on. Thanks, man. Good luck with the barbecuing. I hope it goes well. Here, dude. Cheers, TPC. Neptune says, I would only try it with a palm router. Full size, I think, could be too heavy. I agree. I ordered another palm router yesterday. I needed something that's a little more in between my cordless router, which I really like, but it just doesn't have quite enough power. I've used it for tons of stuff. I use it for more than I probably should. That might be why I had to send it in to have like the switch and stuff replaced. But I did order one yesterday. I tried to find the thing locally. Everybody's has ship to store kind of thing, but no one had it in stock, so I just ordered it online. When it gets here, I'm gonna play around. Actually, somebody probably makes a mount for it. I might have to buy one, like maybe for a CNC machine. I think you can buy the plates for some of these routers. I might be able to use some parts that kind of are made for CNC for this. But I agree with you, Neptunes. The palm router, I think, would probably be a good idea. I think the one I ordered is a 1 1/4 horse, which isn't a huge router, but a lot of CNCs use those little trim router motors. So I think this was the biggest one I could find that was over a horse. I have a small Bosch Colt. It's in my drill press router table. I don't like to take it out of there because I actually use the fixed base to mount it to the table, so I have to undo the base and everything. But it's only a 1 horse. I wanted something a little bit bigger, so hopefully this 1 1/4 works well. Romeo says, DigiKey has one called Steel Index Plunger. It's a pull knob with an extending shaft that locks things in place. That's exactly it. That's exactly what I was thinking of. So I'll check that out. DigiKey. All right. Indexing of sorts. Yes. Yeah. Yep. Pull it out. You lift it up. It locks back in place. Keeps it up out of my way. I don't hit my head. When I want to use it, it comes down. Maybe there's 2, maybe there's 4. I don't know. Just something to lock it in there good and solid. Maybe it locks with a pin, and then I have a bolt or something. I don't know. Burnaby, take care, TPC. Neptune says, man, I wish I lived closer. I could come over and help you. Well, I'm just right up the road. A long ways up the road. Rogue says, hey, what is that track called? Are you talking about the aluminum deal? I believe that is, we call it 80-20 rail. Aluminum extrusion. I think that's a 15 series. That is, oh, might be a metric. I'm not sure. 40 millimeter. It's not 1.5 inches. Oh, it's a little over 1.5 inches. I wonder if that is a metric size. I almost think that's 40 millimeter. I'm gonna have to check that out. It might be a metric size. I would have ordered the wrong stuff had I not measured it. You can buy tons of adapters and parts and bits for those things. I think there's the website 8020.com or 8020.net. I don't know, something like that, where they have all kinds of fittings and things for that. You can build all kinds of stuff with it. Romeo, but that is true. The aluminum tougher due to the vibrations or whatnot. But you don't know until you try. Yeah, that's it. Yep. I don't know. All I know is that plane sounds like it's coming through the building. I do have some more pieces of that rail. Maybe I could double up. Maybe a double thickness. Ooh, I have a double thickness piece. Huh. I do have a few other pieces of that stuff. I have some longer pieces. I have a double thickness piece that I might be able to swap that out and get a little more rigidity from. But yeah, you don't know until you try. And yeah, you got to start somewhere, right? And again, that's why I saved that gadget. I thought it was pretty awesome. Rogue says, yeah, 80-20 rail. Yeah. Rogue, okay, thank you. Rogue says, that's why I asked, seems versatile like Unistrut. It is. It's really versatile. I've seen people build like workbenches and stuff out of, and I thought about that as well, building a new workbench out of that stuff. But I mean, it's not super cheap, but it's not as expensive as I thought. That when I looked it up a few days ago, you know, they're not giving it away, but I think that if you were planning for something like that, it's not as expensive as I thought. And there's so many brackets and U-bolts and just fasteners and things that you can get, rollers and all kinds of stuff you can get for it. Ooh, if it was, I'm gonna keep moving you guys around here. Maybe I'll just scoot over so I can still sit with you. Now my chair's wobbly. There are, you know, there's U-bolts and stuff that you get that go in here. You can get rollers and bearings and all kinds of stuff. Maybe the router's mounted on a roller. No, then you'd have to move your pin. I don't know. Harry Dude says that rails usually measured in millimeters, like 20, 20, 20, 40, 30. Yeah, there's heaps on AliExpress. Oh, I did not know that. I would not have looked there. Thank you. I will. I'll take a look at that. I was looking at the 8020.com or whatever their website is where they sell everything for this, and they have metric and imperial. I don't want to say standard. I call it standard a lot, but depending on what area you move in, your standard is metric. I'm trying to get with the program here, guys. And that's why I thought this was 1.5 inches. But if I measure this, I'm gonna check the dimensions again. If I measure this, that's measuring at 40 millimeters, not 1.5 inches. It's under. It's over 1.5 inches. It's about 9 9/16, inch and 9/16. And I don't remember there being an inch and 9/16. I remember there being a 1-inch square, an inch and a half square. But this is 40 millimeters, so yeah, that is definitely 40 millimeter. You guys proud of me? I measured in metric. Harry dude, very common in CDC and 3D printer, or CNC and 3D printer. Yes, yeah, it's really common. It's just a versatile. It's so versatile. Remember we were talking a while back about CNC? That's what kind of got me thinking about this. I actually thought about rebuilding this table, somehow incorporating a CNC that would zip back out of the way. But then I got to thinking about this and kind of got my brain going another way. Rogue, thanks Harry. Rogue says all kinds of awesome fittings. Yeah, there's a bundle. I mean, there's more than you'd even think of, but meaningly. Rogue says Unistrut comes in an inch and 5/8 or 7/8. Yeah, I've worked with Unistrut before too. It's, you know, it has the same a ton of different fittings, brackets, and fixtures and stuff. This one, to me, the concept is very similar, I think. But I think this is, I don't know, I feel like this is more accurate, the tolerances are different. I don't know. I may be way off in that, but when I think of Unistrut, I think of, you know, electrical. You're building framing for running wires and conduit and that sort of thing. At least that's the use that I'm familiar in. I'm sure there's bazillions of other uses, but the use that I have, the only thing I've really used Unistrut for is in facility, like a facility kind of maintenance and electrical installs and stuff like that. But this stuff I know they use for, you know, CNCs and all that kind of stuff. Neptune says, Harry dude, how's your printer coming? Yes, give us an update. Rogue. Oh, hold on here. What happened? Oh. Neptunes, I got a project coming up. I don't know if you were, I think it was just before you came on. I just made a rubber bit holder rack thingy that takes these little 3D printed inserts and holds a 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch shank router bits. Actually, it's probably done now. I was just printing some keyhole inserts so I could hang it on the wall with some 3D printed little keyhole things. So, still trying to make use of it. Rogue says, understood, makes perfect sense. I'm an electrician. Oh, so you 100% know the Unistrut. I'm not telling you anything. You could teach me stuff about it. I am not an electrician, but when I did work in the corporate world, I worked a lot in facilities maintenance and equipment maintenance, machine maintenance, basically. Not like heavy equipment, but although I've done some of that too. But I did work a lot with our facilities team at times installing strut things. So Unistrut's pretty cool. Harry Dude says it's doing well, hasn't caught fire yet. Had an issue where the heating element came out of the block and got a little smelly, but it got sorted. Cool. I'm glad it didn't like catch something on fire. Neptune, sweet. It's always good when you don't burn your place down. Yeah, mine's probably done. I don't see smoke yet. I started the print. It only was like, I don't know, 30 minutes or something like that before I came out here. So it probably finished, you know, half hour ago. Version 1, I always have to make several. But I use the same dimensions as this for the keyhole insert, so I think it'll be okay. Romeo, good luck, guys. I'm off to the races. Have fun at the races, my friend. We'll catch you later. Thanks for tuning in. Always my pleasure. Harry Dude, take care, Romeo. Later, Romeo. Have a great day, Romeo. Right on. Right on. So, I got another, speaking of 3D printers, I've got another print that I need to make, but it's going to be like the longest print that I've ever done. It's like 12 hours it says it's going to take. So I got to wait for the right time when I don't have video editing or something to do, because it sits right next to my computer. So I'm making a dust fitting, a reducer to go from like, you know, your 5-inch dust line down so I can fit shop vac tips on it. And I've done all the testing of sizes, but now I've got the whole thing put together or modeled out, and I just have to hit print on it one of these days. When I do the video for this in a couple weeks, I'm going to, if anybody's interested, I'm going to make the STL file available for free. I'm going to put it out there. This is, you know, the one that I designed. You can buy these. There's places that sell these online, but what fun is that? So I will put the file out when I release the video with this, if you guys want to check it out. Not Rogue. It's later Rome. Yeah. Rogue says, good Lord, it's like downloading a video or a big program back in the day. Yeah, it takes a long time, some of these things. One of these took, I don't know, it was like 40 minutes or something like that. I did them in batches of 10. That way, if it screwed up, I wasn't like out the whole thing. And I think even a batch of 10 of these things took about 4 hours, something like that. But I didn't increase the speed or anything like that, and I wasn't really concerned with how long it took, because I just started it. You know, I just started the print and came out here and was working on guitars. Neptune says you can put it on Thingiverse. I might. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think I would. I got to look into that some more. I know you got quite a few things on there. I don't know. I don't know what I'll do with it. I think there's some on there. Honestly, I'd have to look again. But what I've been trying to do since, you know, some of these I'm putting out there for people. I'm starting from scratch on almost everything. Oh, I'm getting all dusty. That's fine. We're in a little workshop here. So I found several things on Thingiverse, and then I start from scratch, fix the things that I don't really like about the one that I found, and go from there. But I don't know. I might put it out there. Not a bad idea. It is, yeah. It's like downloading, yeah, back in the day. Remember the old dial-up? Sounded more like that dial-up. But yeah, be on the lookout for the old router bit holder thingy. I should have brought it down before it's hanging up over there over the heat, just to make sure it's good and dry. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Scoot you back over. Rogue says, take what you see and innovate it. I love it. Yeah, I just, you know, there's been a few things that I've found on there that the item works perfectly good, but maybe doesn't look quite like I want it to, or maybe it's not. There's just something that I don't like about it. I make my own. And that's the cool part. That's one of the fun parts I'm finding with 3D printing. And you want something, you just make it. Like the keyhole things that are sitting in there on the printer right now. That was a last minute. I wasn't originally going to put that in there. But then I was thinking about some way to hang it, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to drill holes for screws. I'm like, oh, I should cut a keyhole thing. I'm like, well, I don't have a keyhole bit, and I don't have any keyhole hangers, and then it's like light bulb. Oh, I'll just make one. Gina says, I have to go to a meeting. Bye all. Have a great day. Have fun at the meeting. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you later. Yeah, Harry dude. Later, Gina. Take care, Gina. Hi, bye, Gina. I like it. Harry dude says, modified stuff from Thingiverse saves time and gives me a way to learn the CAD programs. I've never tried that, honestly. Modeling things from, like modifying the Thingiverse designs. I just start from scratch. Probably be quicker if I modified them. But I try to make all of my designs, anything that I've built, I try to make as much as I can parametric, you know, where you can adjust it. I use Fusion 360. And you can set up the functions so where if you want a hole that's an inch, you can tell it, this is an inch. But when you get it done, if you need it an inch and like a 64th, you just change that dimension. You don't have to redraw everything. Now, probably other 3D programs are probably the same. You can probably do that, but that is something that I really like. Like with these. These are set to fit in a 5/8 hole, but I had to change the dimension a little bit so I can get the fit that I wanted. And it's really easy to go in and add, a couple thousandths or something, just by changing the parameters. It's really cool. KK says, have a nice day, all of you. Going to university. Nice to see you another time, brother and sisters. Bye, Jeff. Take care. Right on. I wish you the best. Have fun at university. Best of luck to you. We'll catch you next time. Rogue says, sweet, Harry. KK, nice. Later, K. Right on, brother. Harry Dude says, I use matter control. It lets me load the STL and modify, add to it. Other programs probably do the same. I am about positive that I could do the same thing. I just haven't tried it. Harry Dude, see you, KK. Right on. Neptune says, I can't mod Thingiverse models. My CAD can't import step files. I'm gonna have to try it one of these days, just because. I don't plan to. I don't have any plans at the moment to change a bunch of stuff on there, but you never know. The main reason that I've been basically redrawing them is for stuff like this, I don't want to take someone else's design and then put it out there. I mean, yes, you can give attribution and give credit to people, but I feel much better myself knowing that at least I started from scratch. I may have made something that there's other versions out there, but at least I know, since I'm gonna put this thing out there for people, at least I know I didn't start with someone else's work, attribution or not. There's just, I don't know, I just feel better myself knowing that yes, I started from scratch. I don't know, it's just a thing. Harry Dude says, Neptunes, what CAD do you use? Neptunes use a Libre Design Pro. I'm not familiar with that one, but something else to look up. Rogue says, makes sense, was 100% you. Yes, and that's exactly it. Regardless of, there could be 1,000 other versions out there, but it's not one that I made, right? I just feel morally, I guess it's a moral thing, I think. I just don't feel right going, here, you can have this. Or, if it was somehow if it somehow started as someone else's design that I don't even know. One thing if, we're just swapping models between friends or something like that, which, I wouldn't have any problem with. But just offering it out to the general public, I just don't want to morally go down that road. Cool. Right on, guys. Anything else you want to throw in there? We are just a shade over an hour. I got some video editing to get to, and I got about 800 hours of sanding ahead of me. Robert's here. Robert says, hey, from Florida, you're awesome. Thank you. I mean, you guys are awesome. I don't know about this guy. But thanks. I'm glad you tuned in. Welcome. How's things down in Florida? See, is it starting to warm up there? I have a friend that lives in Florida, northern Florida. I think up there on the Panhandle. Never been to Florida, but Rogue says, real quick, are the 3D projects paintable? Yes, they are. I haven't painted any myself, but I've seen several people, paint them, spray paint, primer, spray paint, maybe a little sanding depending on the detail you wanted, but yeah, you can paint them. They're basically just a plastic thing, for lack of a better term. Robert says, nice and warm. Right on. Right on. We had, let's see, 2 days ago, we hit 70 degrees, 70, 71, I think I saw. And it was really nice. But this year here, I'm in Colorado, for those of you that don't know, in case you didn't. We're in this transition, and probably much like a lot of areas, when we get a really, really nice weather spell, that usually means the weather's just gonna take a dump on us, and that's what happened. The next day was like 20s and 30 degrees and snow, and I think we're on the rebound though for right now. Rogue says, "Cool, perfect. Figured as much." Yeah, it's just plastic in some form, but no matter what you're using, just a different version blend of plastic. So. Rogue says, "Beautiful in your former state today." I heard that you guys were supposed to be in a very nice spell of weather this week, like the whole week. It sounds like. I was talking to my family over the weekend, and they said, "Yeah, it's supposed to be really nice." So that's awesome. I imagine you probably got a little bit of greening up going on. Neptune says, "Sorry, gotta go. Work is calling." Right on, man. Enjoy your temporary unwanted promotion. You got this. Hang in there. Just a minute too. So, right on. Robert says, "Do you know of a place around you to get barrel tops?" Around me. It seems as though I saw something posted recently. It might have been from a place in Colorado Springs. I think so. I want to say it was maybe on Facebook Marketplace. I don't know. I think so. I think I did. I'd have to look. Rogue says 60s today around the Philly area. Nice. Burnaby, take care, Neptune. Hey, dude, bye, NC. Robert, what's your best pickup combo for a telly? I'm a little, I'm slightly hesitant to answer that because I don't have a great suggestion. Let me think. Really, I want to think how to say this. I love the telly shape, but I like my guitars to have a little more meat. So typically, I use a humbucker in the bridge position, and on any of my guitars, personally, this is just for me. I don't use the neck pickup hardly ever. So I don't have a great combination, to be totally honest with you. It depends on what you want to play. I love the twang and the snap of the telly pickups, but I don't play, I play rock, metal, that kind of thing most of the time. So I don't really go for a pickup that has that voicing. I go for a different voicing. And again, I'm not knocking that sound. I like that sound. It's just not my playing style. So I kind of don't have a great suggestion. Probably any of the sets. If you're looking for a telly set, probably any of the the sets from the main guitar pickup people would probably sound great. I have telly neck pickups in two of my guitars. I don't ever use them because I have a humbucker in the bridge, and that's really all I play. So I'm sorry I don't have a great suggestion for a telly set. But I know you can get some pretty, if you're looking for kind of a rock kind of more powerful tone. I don't know if that's the right word. I know there are some specialty made pickups that'll fit in a telly, like stacked humbuckers and that sort of thing. But let's see. Robert says, "I'll check it. Thanks. Right on." Rogue says, "Gotta go. Hit it myself. Take care, Jeff. See you guys later." Right on, man. Philip, later, guys. Thanks for all the advice. Best wishes to all. Later, Rogue. Cheers, Philip. Later, Harry. Thanks again. Robert says, "Oh, gotcha. Thanks." it's all personal preference. It's hard to recommend. It's hard to place my recommendations on somebody else because we all play different styles. We all have different sounds that sound good to our own ears. You know, the rock tone. What rock tone I like is going to be different from somebody else's rock tone. What telly twang, you know what I mean? What strat sound, single coil I like is different for everybody. So it's hard for me. Like, I know what ones I like, but it doesn't mean everybody else does. It's all subjective, right? To what sounds good to me and you guys. So anyway, hopefully you find those barrels. I'm almost positive I saw barrels on Marketplace. So check it out. Robert, you the man, sir. Thanks. All right, then, guys. That being said, we gotta wrap this up. I gotta get to sitting at the computer for a little while. Ugh. I'd almost rather sand, and I don't like sanding. Robert says I'll check it. Right on. Hit me up if you need any help with that. I'm guessing you're local to me somewhere. So yeah, if I can help in any way, feel free to reach out. Shoot me an email. builtshop@gmail.com. Robert says, take care and enjoy the sanding. Oh boy. Yeah. Sanding is one of the things that I hate the most, but I'm thinking about going and sitting in there for a few hours editing a video. But anyway, right on, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I appreciate it, guys. This was a good one. I love the great ideas and the brainstorming. I love when we can sit and just brainstorm an idea, whether it's a project you're working on, whether it's some goofy pin router thing that I'm thinking about and talking guitars. It's just awesome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you guys have an amazing week and get outside, enjoy some weather, and get some fresh air. Robert says later, Burnaby, have a great day, people. Robert later's Sawdust live music. Who made your brander? Budget Branding Iron. Check them out. Not sponsored or anything, but that's who made mine. Right on, guys. Till next time. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I almost said thanks for watching, but I guess it kind of is. Later, guys. Stay safe, stay well. See you next time. If I can hit. And it didn't go. How embarrassing.